Okay, so this is a backend pair session, and we are going to look at a broken master that is ongoing right now.
Yeah. So if you look in master broken, there's a few different failures, but
Okay, I can.
it's mainly this issue with rack attack, and unfortunately the tests are excruciatingly slow to run. I'm not totally sure why. I think it's because it's sending a bunch of HTTP requests. So if I try and run all the tests, it takes a very long time to finish.
Yeah.
But also, if I run the test individually, it passes.
Oh, that happens to me a lot. Because I feel like it's like some sort of context or like order-based failure. And the elastic tests regularly, if they're set up in a certain way, they could take like 1 or 2 minutes to run locally. So I feel you on things being slow. Oh, okay, cool. So that's an example of one where you ran one that failed before and it completely just passed. Okay. If you run it locally, it fails every time, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
It's like at least it's reproducible locally. The trickiest ones are the ones where you run it locally and it passes, and you're like,
Yeah. That's usually I've been somewhat lucky with using that seed that the pipelines print out. I wouldn't say it's like 100% of the time. But
yeah. So I think I see why the tests are so slow. There's a shared example here, and I think it looks like we're sending like 10 HTTP requests for each example.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's why it's slow. But it's testing throttling, so kind of have to send a bunch of HTTP requests, you know.
What is the error? I'm looking at the error that's happening right now. 20 failures. Oh, 16 minutes in CI. That's a small one. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Okay, so one of the pipeline failures that I saw, it has a really weird error in it. That it's mentioning about feature flag invalid operation cannot enable percentage of time for a fully enabled feature flag.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's related yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's two different failures, and I'm not sure if they're like two different independent failures or if they're related to each other. But yeah, I've tried running both files at the same time, and you know the failures start popping up when you do that. But I haven't actually gotten to the feature specs yet because the rack attack specs takes a long to run. But some of the output here is interesting. So we're expecting a hash including message rack attack. We have that. Status 429. I don't see the status code. So maybe that is why it's failing, but it's kind of hard to compare these diffs.
Yeah, it's definitely not my favorite thing to do is try to figure out where the difference is, but that status, okay. Okay, I wonder if there's been any recent changes to,
Yeah, I do not see the status code anywhere in here, so that is probably it. And if you look, but status 429 gets added here. That's interesting. Wow, okay. Yeah, so we have the feature flag issue too.
yeah,
And the output is so big that it overwrote my terminal history. So I can't go back to see the full output. Oh no. So the rack attack specs pass if you run them individually.
yes, but
If the feature specs do the same thing.
request API features specs. I'm not gonna try to run them locally. I don't think there's any benefit in me running them locally. I'm gonna look at them at least
Right.
once my IDE stops. Oh, my IDE through error.
The feature specs do the same thing. Now, what if we have both?
Hmm. It looks like there is.
That's bizarre.
So there is an open issue for the feature invalid already. So I don't think this is like a new. I see an open issue for the spec request API feature specs. That while all of the errors are not the same, it does have the invalid operation failure. And I see a few others that are related.
I'm wondering where this came from. Like,
Um, some person created it. It looks like. I wonder, you can like create an issue from a failed spec, and so that might be how that got created.
okay.
I've done that before. If you have like a failed pipeline, you can just like create an issue from it and it does it for you. I wanted to see if there was any major
I was
changes
kind of
recently.
uh
Not in that spec file, but this issue is a month old, so I feel like for some reason it's become way more flaky.
I'm thinking about running both those specs again and
Mhm.
sticking a debugger in one of the failing examples.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
I'm trying to find the line number for the test.
Oh, okay, let's see. I know those are hard to identify for me sometimes, where I'm like, where was this in the spec? I'll see if I can get it from the pipeline I was looking at. I had a pipeline open. Did I overwrite it?
Yeah.
I did have one open. Okay. Here's one of the jobs that I was looking at. I'll put a link in the chat again. That might be helpful to get the link. Where was it?
Yeah,
456 is one of them, I think. Or it called from, let me see. Stack trees.
yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna run it again, and then as soon as one of the tests fails, I'll cancel it, and it should
Okay.
tell me which line it was on. But yeah, this matrix syntax
Oh, I
kind of,
used to, okay, like I figured out how to read that like one time and then I never figure out again. But it is possible to trace that back to where it is in the code. But when it's a really long spec, and then you add like the shared examples into it, it gets a little murky for me as to how to get back from that.
right?
You might be able to do like fail fast on our spec, and that at least would fail on the first failure that you get, to make it run faster. But I don't know if that'll be helpful.
Yeah, but I think I'm pretty sure this one is one of the failures. So uses confirmation. Yeah, the shared example kind of makes it trickier to debug too.
Yeah.
The issue is like the logger. So I think it's this one right here.
Mm.
Oh, there we go. Check global throttles unauthenticated web requests. I can't even find it using the.
Oh, okay. So throttles. Okay, so hold on, go back up. It's like rate limited and authenticated requests.
Eh,
So that's the top
oh,
one. The
okay.
unauthenticated web requests, so I think will be like the context. And then hopefully there will be an it behaves like that has the next part in there. And then in that it behaves like, you'll have to find the part of the text that matches when the throttle is enabled
Yeah.
somewhere.
It logs architect info into structured logs. So I think right here.
Yeah. And
Right,
that
is where we're
looks
gonna be.
right. Yeah, because that's the matcher.
Yeah. And the thing is I don't want to Okay. So I'm trying to do like a conditional breakpoint so that I don't stop on every single request. So I'm going back here and so here I'll do finding up try if URL that does not require authentication is
Oh,
is
like users
sign
sign in. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully this is gonna stop us on this test. Uh, it's the 27th one.
You could run the same seed and then it will run the same, because I think it randomizes things. Do you have the seed that was used by chance? No.
I don't think it's seed related because
Okay.
it fails consistently every time I run these two specs together.
Ah, okay.
So I don't think it has to do with the seed, but I do feel like it has to do with these two specs running at the same time.
Okay.
Okay, we got into the debugger. Oh, this makes it more difficult because I actually put the breakpoint at the wrong spot. This isn't where the logger is.
Oh.
I actually need to I actually need to have the breakpoint here. Uh, but what I can do is, hmm, yeah, but I think if I continue this, it's not going to.
Oh, it was very unhappy. Oh, okay. Hold on.
Okay, we got here. Status is no. That's interesting. How did this happen?
Oh,
So I managed to get into,
like the failed spot.
yeah, I managed to get into this method and status is no. So I wonder if we're actually calling track event when we're supposed to call throttle. Um, yeah, so I guess now, um, I think there's a way to get the backtrace on how we got here, right?
Oh gosh. Yes. I don't remember how someone just posted it about where.
Pi backtrace. Maybe this is what I want. Yes, yes.
That's pretty nice. All right, I'm gonna have to move some screens out of the way.
I'm kind of having trouble getting it to show me the whole thing. Um,
We're still, I feel like, in the innards of. Okay, there. How did you pluck that out? Okay. 484.
yeah, I feel like we don't want to be in any of the gyms unless the gym is actually what's causing the bug.
Oh, did something get updated with that?
Maybe if we look for rack
Yeah.
attack last week.
Oh.
This could possibly be
Be
causing.
related. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanna keep going through this first. So
Okay.
one thing that we can try is I want to look through this backtrace a little bit more, and then after I give up, we can try reverting that commit and see if the test passed.
Okay.
Yeah, we have rack attack shared examples. 9484. I think this might be our entry point. Expect rejection. Yeah, I think we want to work upwards from here.
Because this code hasn't been changed in so long. At least I haven't seen it.
Yeah. I wonder if we're actually like in the test code. But
Mm,
yeah, I feel like we're in the client code rather than
being in where you want.
right. Uh, backtrace. Okay, I think this is more helpful, probably. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So recatech.track. Um, yeah, that confirms that we're coming in through here.
Okay,
And since the test has status 429, I think we're expecting to be coming in through here instead, through throttle.
which would explain why status is nil in the test.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm,
we can keep following this backtrace active support subscriber.
That's an
Yeah, as soon as I got here, it stopped making sense.
Oh, I guess.
It's so looking at the backtrace,
Mm-hmm.
like you have logger error and log into off logger. And so we're in track, and then you get here and you're getting invoked by thin
Mm-hmm.
in active support subscriber. I'm like, how is this calling the
I don't know. Track. My
yeah.
notifications.
It's like as soon as I got into this file, I'm like, how did we end up here?
Mm. I guess from. All right, so are you able to show the spec again? So if you're
Yeah,
modifier.instrument API request from the front end.
I have so many files open now.
I know, I also forgot that my GDK was all shut down. It was not in a good state, so I'm trying to fix that locally.
Yeah, so the spec is here. Uh,
Right on the,
spec GitLab offlover to receive error with argument.
oh, this spec is gigantic. Okay.
So I have a feeling it might be this rack attack instrument thing. So I think this is like doing some logging internally. And maybe when we upgraded the library, like it changed how it does the logging or something. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
uh,
know. Let's see.
I'm gonna save this backtrace and then I'm gonna exit out of this. Oh, it passed.
What? Okay. Let me see. Okay. Hmm. I did see, okay, so this, there is a GitLab rack attack, and I don't know how that interacts with this.
I'm not sure either.
But I'm gonna send it to you because that file has a 5-hour old change. And so now, right now, it's very suspect. Let me send the file and look and see, is this file involved in any of this? Um, oh, the rack attack shared examples are referencing the GitLab rack attack class, so maybe they are involved at some level. Um, Wonder if you like revert that commit locally and run it, is it?
Yeah, I just did that. And I'm running the test now.
You
So
did? It was so quick. I look away for a second. That will be, this is good practice because I know we all have like on call. And sometimes it's really difficult to jump in and see how people figure out what caused a problem. Um, I'm looking at the changes and nothing is jumping out at me, but I
no,
also don't
it
know
just
this area of
failed.
code. I'm sorry? Oh, dang. Okay, well,
It just failed. So the upgrade
oh,
doesn't.
that's the okay, so the upgrade's not it. What about the changes that were recently to the GitLab?
Uh, which changes are that?
I sent you that
Oh,
one's like
this
a, yeah, if you revert that, does it start working?
this could possibly be it. So let's see. 5 hours ago seems promising.
Yeah, it's really close and it's touching um the shared examples.
Yeah, let me see what it's doing.
I'll look at the MR and maybe that will have some more written explanation about what was happening. No.
It does seem promising, but I wonder if it just added the tests that are failing.
It might have, I'm not sure. Um. It's really hard to tell, let me look at, so it looks like, it modified it logs rack attack info into structured logs. It didn't add it. And I think you're looking at the same, yeah, you're looking at the same section.
Yeah, what I don't really understand is why it only fails if you're using the feature spec also.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if the feature spec is like enabling a feature flag and it's causing a state leak or something strange like that.
Oh, it's maybe, okay, let me see.
It does look like reverting. This fixes the failures though.
Wow, that's good. The feature spec, oh, yeah, I don't know why. Is there a feature flag as part of this? I'm like looking through this code changes to see if there's any feature spec or anything funky.
It looks like this fixes it though.
Well, that's great, but is it? I guess it's good. So what's the?
Like we have no idea why, but it fixes the problem.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I guess. Um. How do you recommend we want to handle this?
Oh
Like,
no, it adds the column. Uh,
I didn't see a database migration though.
yeah, that maybe the description is lying to me.
No, I think there was a separate MR maybe for the database migration. It looks like there's a separate MR
Okay.
for the database migration. So maybe it's okay. Add a new column, which will be used later for the rate limiting. That got merged. And then yeah, that MR is where the application settings were added.
Right.
I mean, I feel like if it's a broken master, my inclination is just like revert the MR and the person needs to look at it and figure out the problem. If we have like a reproducible step of tests, hey, run this reproduces it, like you're like, I don't know what else to do. Yeah. I'm not afraid of reverts, but
let
this
us do
is
that. So
promising. Yeah. I think if
it doesn't look like anybody else is looking at this.
yeah, let's I think that's fine. I mean, we can't leave master broken. It seems yeah, I will say like open a revert MR and then maybe leave a note on their original MR with the link to the revert, be like this caused master broken. Here's the issue. Here's the reproduction steps. Like we didn't see a clear fix.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that.
I still don't quite understand why the feature spec is related to it, but I think that your idea about it maybe being a state leak is a good one.
Yeah, possibly. I feel like it might be something strange with like Flipper.unregistered groups.
Mhm.
Cause like we reset this and then we don't register the stuff again afterwards.
Mm.
So if there's like the existing state is being lost here, I think.
Oh, okay. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, register registry. Yeah. The group registry. I don't know much about how Flipper works behind the scenes, so um
I have made like some contributions to the feature flag stuff, but yeah, I haven't looked into the Flipper internals either.
yeah, I think just like having the bias for action to revert something that is causing master broken, like let the person have time to look at it rather than let it sit out there, especially with it being so close to the end of the milestone. Um, oh, I see this was a Jihu contribution, so. Oh, I did review one of these MRs. Not this one, but I did review one of these MRs because I remember looking at it. I looked at it and passed it along to somebody else, very possible.
Okay, so you want to review the revert merge request?
I can do that.
Yeah.
Let me see. Somehow I didn't have 12 MRs to review.
Oh
this
my gosh,
morning
the
when I
bot
woke
went
up.
crazy here.
Oh. Oh yeah, you want to you can add master broken present and trigger a new pipeline. It will be faster.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the other? But there are others. Like I wish it had more. Okay. Revert MRs. Why did it not link to the right thing? Okay, revert MRs. It will apply pipeline expedite and master broken. Oh, you already did it. Okay, you're quick. Yeah, let's add
Yes.
this thing. And then I think I'm okay. We don't need a second review on this. I feel like
Yeah, I mean, reverts are usually pretty safe.
yeah. So I'm just gonna just double check all the things. And then I'll click merge on pipeline, merge on pipeline succeeds. And hopefully it'll be faster.
Yeah, I started a new one.
Okay, I just set it to merge when it succeeds. So it needs to change that. But well, that was a good debugging session. Thank you so much for that. I could stop the recording now since I feel like we have at least gotten the MR to revert. And then I didn't know, would you mind leaving a note on the person's MR that merged it that we had to revert it so that they notified?
Yeah, sure.
They probably won't see it for a while, so I'll stop the recording now.